stampingwithdye.com. Boy, 3 o'clock came quick today. Oh my gosh. I've been so busy getting goodies and guts out. The mailman came. I'm sending them a little bit earlier. Usually I don't send them till the beginning of the following month. But I had them here, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get them out, get them ready. Our roof has a leak, so I was calling roofers. So I was like, oh my gosh. So this card is super cute, but it came together in like 5 minutes. In fact, I didn't even get the inside of my card, like my one I always show. I didn't even get the inside of it done. So we'll see if what I think will work. So anyway, so hey, good morning, Rhonda and Nancy. So yeah, and then I had a look because I'm using watercolor shapes. I want to see if, I think it's in the main catalog. So hang on a minute. Hang on. Yes, it is. All right. Because I have not even used it yet. So that's why I had to like question myself if it was in the mini or the main catalog. And it is the main catalog. All right. So let me, all right. So I kind of have a little bit of a mess, but hey, it is what it is, right? All right. So let me turn my phone. And we will get started. So what has everybody been up to today? Oh, we don't want to look up my nose. There we go. I didn't even go to the bathroom before. Usually I always go potty. So nobody make me laugh. All right, so let's see here. Let's put that aside. Oh, heavens. Hey, Virginia. All right, so I'm going to be using Eclectic Garden. So I had this out on my desk because the other day I used the Sending Bright Wishes for a Happy Day. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to use this set because it is really cute. I mean, it's unusual. I think it has things for the different markets. Like I think that's a kiwi, maybe for Australia. And then there's blueberries. I'm not sure what that, but that's what kind of sticks in my head. But I'm not really sure, right? I could be wrong. And then the radishes are so cute. But it's just a fun little set. You know, I love to sit in color, so this was a perfect one. If you like to do two-step stamping, this is a great one because you can use these so you don't have to color. But of course, I'm coloring. All right. And then I also picked the Ranunculus Romance because I wanted to have a little bit of a collage feel to my card. And these have perfect images for that. And then here's the watercolor shapes that I was talking about. So these two come in the January mini catalog. This is in the main catalog. So you can get this one now. All right. So let's see. Let me put them somewhere so they don't fall on the floor in all of the excitement. All right. So these are all, well, no, they're not. They're not all photopolymer. The Ranunculus is cling. So I need this. What else am I using over here in my stack? I'm also using the scalloped contours. I love this. If you did not have the scalloped contour die, definitely put it on your wish list. I don't know what you're talking about, Candy. Oh my gosh. Anyways, and then I'm also using the new Hive 3D. It is way cool because I just wanted to have a little bit of something going on my card. So like I said, 5 minutes and I just threw this card together. So sometimes those work out, sometimes they don't. It is super cute. And I think part of it is to do with the color choices that I use. So the color choices that I'm using are the Magenta Madness because I used that the other day. So I had it out. I need to turn my pads the other way. So I'm using the Magenta Madness just so I know the colors. All right, because I did change one of my colors. All right, so Magenta Madness. Here is my, and I think I got my fingers already dirty. All right, where's my little thing? Here it is. All right, so here's my contour. Here's the inside of my card. Here is that awesome hive. So you could use it either way, right? This side reminds me of bubble wrap. I just want to sit there and like pop, pop, pop. This side definitely has the beehive look to it. So if you turn it this way, to me it looks more like bubble wrap. All right, which could very well be honeycomb for all I know. All right. And then where are, oh, heavens, heavens. Hang on a minute. Where are my 2-inch pieces? Good grief. I cut all these 2-inch pieces. Oh, here. Over here. Thank goodness I can walk again. All right. And then I have these 2-inch pieces. All right, so let's get our stamping done. All right, so I'm going to stamp on this little image here first. And the watercolor, hey, good morning, Britton. And Cindy's here too. Okay, so the watercolor shapes reminds me, if you are a demonstrator from long ago, I've been, gosh, 23 years. There was a stamp set called Little Shapes. That's what this reminds me of, except it's got that watercolor look to it. So that's, so that is what made me think of this card, because I used to use little shapes all the time. All right, so I'm inking up my magenta, and I'm going to stamp it off first. And then I'm going to huff on it, breathe on it. Don't lick it, just breathe on it. And that's just going to kind of reactivate the residual ink that is on my stamp. And this is photopolymer, so I should have my little foam pad under there. Bad die. All right. And I love the Magenta Madness stamped off. It's like this pretty, pretty pink. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. All right. Then I want this. So, no, I don't. I want this. Like I said 5 minutes ago, I did this card. All right, so we're just going to stamp a hodgepodgey stuff, and I'm actually going to get a bigger piece of, I'm just going to grab a piece of copy paper just because I want a lot of space. All right, so we have this little piece of 2-inch, and I'm just going to ink up my, now I find it's a little easier to ink them up upside down, just because it's got this watercolory look, right? So it's got highlights and lows, and then it catches the ink, you know, all different ways. So I'm just going to stamp on my 2-inch piece, little pink, put a little pink up here. All right. Now I have all these pads open. Not a good idea, but it is what it is. All right. Then I'm picking Bermuda Bay. And then you've got this square. So I'm going to pick this square. So I'm just stamping them on here. Now, what will sometimes happen is this wet ink here will pick up some of this color, right? When it touches that pink, it may pick up some of it on here. So what I usually do is I just kind of go like this. And that should clean it, right? You're not like cleaning it, because then you have to wait for it to dry. I'm just basically, just in case it has any of that pink on there. Let's see. And then you just have to decide where you want to put it, because we're going over top. We're just kind of making this collage of color. And then I'm using Granny Apple with this circle. So we've got Granny Apple there. So again, it could pick up. So I'm just, you know, kind of cleaning it off like that. So look how cute these colors are. And let me put another Granny Apple right there. And then I'm going to let that dry just a second, because we have to do the inside of our card, right? So that's what I have, this. And then I'm just going to grab another piece of this. This is just copy paper. Also, while I'm using it, so I'm not wasting all my grid sheets. All right. Because now I want to do the inside of my card. So my card is going to be like a stand-up card. So I want to have the inside of my card reflect the front side of my card. I'm basically kind of making my own designer series paper. So I'm not using designer series paper, so I need to make my own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the little baby ones. So see, there's like the big ones, and then there's the baby ones that go with it. So then I'm just going to use the same shapes that I've used already. So we have our pink. And I'm just doing them on the bottom of the card. Kind of, you know, like I would put the designer series paper. These are fun colors, aren't they, Cindy? So I had picked, what did I pick first? And I changed it. Oh, Coastal Cabana. I had Coastal Cabana first. They might be a little higher than DSP, but that's okay. And then I wasn't really fond of it. So I changed it to Bermuda, and I like it a lot better. So we're just kind of putting them around. Let's see. So then you can look at it. You can go, okay, well, I need a little bit of pink. So the baby ones are almost a little harder, right? Because you have more space. Pink. Pink. All right, that's good enough. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see. Let me close my pads. All right, close my pads. All right. Then I also, in the collage-y kind of look. All right, so that's the inside. We'll come back to that. All right, so let's bring this back over. Oh, you know what? Let me stamp on here so this can be drying. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp with the Memento my little radish. So I'm going to stamp my greeting first so that I have room for the radish. You can always have the radish not make it all the way within your watercolory rectangle, but I don't want to miss my, yeah, isn't it fun making your own DSP? And I don't do it that often. But that's what this reminds me of. All right, so thanks so much. Again, I should have that pad under there. But oh well. It's stamping pretty good. And then my radishes. Get them good and inked. So I finished the series 9 Perfect Strangers last night. And it was pretty good. I wasn't for sure what it was about, but it was good. All right, so I've got my radishes and my thanks so much. So I just want to set this aside so it can dry because I'm going to go back in and color it with the blends. So I want it really good and dry before, you know, I get in there and start coloring it. Because not is it only stamped, it's stamped on ink, right? Okay, so now I have this fun jumbly of colors going on. So then I want to take my Memento, and I have 100 stamps all over from this, just this one card. All right, so now we're going to take our ranunculus, if I'm pronouncing that right, and I'm just going to start stamping some of these over top, and it's just going to make it kind of look collage-y, kind of shabby chic-y. So while I was making this card, I was thinking in my head, it kind of reminded me not only of, you know, collage, but it kind of reminded me of like an old vintagey looking pack, like a vegetable packet. I did enjoy the 9 Perfect Strangers. Yes, I did, Brenton. I feel sad. I think that Nicole Kidman is a beautiful woman, but I just think that she's changed her face a little bit too much. And I know they do things for movies, you know, so that could have been whatever, but so sometimes that makes me a little sad. Okay, so then I'm going to take, so I also want some splatters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my basic black, dark Stampin' blends. And it was filmed in Australia. I did not know that. I did not know that. that one tree was huge and made me think of how Hawaii, right? Because I have those big, huge trees. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is the brush side. So you can see the brush side because it has that thick line there. And then here it's got the thin. And all I'm doing is I'm taking this and I'm just going to flick it in the lid. And when you flick in the lid, it splatters out little droplets of ink. So see that? All right. So let me pick that up. So see, so you've got these little splatteries of ink going on. So then it's just got this pretty, you know, collection of colors. So let me bring over the inside. Now the inside, since it's smaller, I'm only going to flick it. I'm not going to add the stamping. I'm just going to do the flicks because I'm going to stamp my greeting. And that will be all I want to put in there, stamping wise. Let me just make sure it's good and inked. Let's see. I just don't know what I do without you. I love that. This is such a fun. I think I'm going to need that mat. Hold on a minute. I like to always check it. And I haven't used this saying a whole lot. So it needs to have a little bit more cushiony. There we go. Well, it kind of conditions, right? The more you use it, the stamps condition. There you go. All right. So that's the inside. Let me set that aside so it can dry. All right. So I'm looking around. I think I've got all my stamping done. So let's get our radishes colored. And then we can assemble our card. All right. Hey, Dawn. All right. And I like anything with Melissa McCartney in it. And it is so funny that her husband was in it. I think her husband is almost in every movie, right? That she's in, even if it's just a cameo. All right. So here we have thanks so much with our radishes. And then what I want to do is I'm going to just use my blends. So before I get started, I'm going to scoot down just a tiny little bit so you can see a little bit better. I'm going to do a little bit of shadowing with my dark gray granite. Now, usually I would pick the light gray granite, but I am coloring over top of this magenta, right? So it's going to be a little harder to see the light gray granite, so I'm choosing the dark. Hey, Anne and Rhonda. I do like these colors together and just play, right? So where is, hang on a minute before I get started. Let me show you in my scrap. Where is my scrap? Where is my garbage? Hang on a minute. Let's see, what did I put? Is that, oh, so see, I threw it in the garbage. But this was, remember I said I tried different colors? This one was the Coastal Cabana. I didn't care for it as much. So this is just water from my baby wipes. So anyways, I should have kept that out, but I already put it in the garbage. So just play with your colors. A lot of times if you're not sure if colors go together, pull out your DSP, turn it over, and read the colors that were in the DSP, and that will sometimes help you. You'll go, oh, these colors look great in this DSP. Sometimes the color families go well together. Sometimes they mix and match. I don't even know if these are the same color family because I keep my ink pads and my cardstocks are all alphabetical. They're not by color family, so I would fail if I ever did a contest with Stampin' Up! And they had to name the color families because that's just not how I store mine. And then the ink pads are Roy G. Biv. All right, so I'm just using my dark gray granite. And now it looks like my radishes, they've got some definition, right? Because there's some shadow going on there. All right, then I'm going to take my light, soft suede. Thank you so much for sharing. I love when you share my videos. I love when you mention me to your friends. I've had a couple orders this month, and I loved it because when they went, oh, you know, My friend Rhonda told me about you, and that's not a lie, Rhonda. That's not a lie. All right, so this is dark granny apple. So basically, the blends I chose are the colors that I used on my watercolor shapes. So this is just a dark granny. And it's kind of cool with that pink behind there because it kind of comes through a little bit, which is neat because if you have like radishes, they have like a little bit of red or whatever to the greenery. So this kind of makes it look even more realistic. All right, so then this is the light granny apple. Because nothing makes me feel better when somebody refers me, because it means I did something right, right? All right, so then just the little light granny apple. Color, color, color. So yeah, so I would definitely, and I'm trying to think now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think there was anything like, you know, because some movies are kind of raunchy, and it was on Hulu. I don't believe there was anything raunchy. You know, it had a couple little scary moments. Not like cry scary. I don't like scary movies. Yes, it was Cindy. So I would definitely recommend it. So, but we have Hulu. Like, I don't know if I would, like definitely like cable and all that. The prices are crazy. So I don't know if I would, now this is magenta, dark magenta for my radishes. So I think, you know, if you have it already, if you have the, whatchamacallit, the subscription, definitely watch it. I don't know if I would say, oh, get Hulu just to get it. So, all right. It's just crazy. We have cable, and every time you turn around, this one's like, oh, pay more money and get something, something plus, and this and that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just give me some good movies on what I pay for. All right, so look, doesn't that look cute? Super cute. I'm also going to add some gel pen, of course, of course. But before, I want to take, and this is what made me think. I was like, as I was like doing this card, I'm like, oh, it makes me feel like it's like a seed packet. And then that made me dig up the ranunculus because I knew it had that cancel stamp kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little thing right here, and I'm kind of coming on here, and I'm just going to like cancel that, right? So not only does it remind me of a seed packet, it also reminds me of maybe a stamp, right? Like a postage stamp. All right, so let me get my little gel pen. And we're just going to put little white highlights on our radishes. Just, I love, you know me and my gel pen just adds so much to your card. That little bit pop of white. I think that's good. All right, that's good. So isn't that so cute? Let me lift it up. Isn't that so adorable? Pop, pop, pop. All right, so let's bring our card over. So we have our fun little, so you can tell I've been flicking, F-L-I-C-K. You have to be careful how you say that. I have like a mess on my hands. All right, so we have our cute little honeycomb cardstock. And then I'm going to take, so this is our homemade DSP basically. So it's just a 2-inch strip. And I'm putting quite a bit of adhesive on there only because this has got quite a bow to it because I ran it through the embossing folder. Plus it has all that texture, right? So you really want it to stick. All right. Now I could use green tip glue too. All right. So we want to stick that on there. And that looks good. Now, even though that these start out the same size, see this? So that's how much the, when you emboss stuff, it squishes your paper, right? It changes the shape of the size of your paper because all these little pieces pull in that cardstock. So now they're not even. They're not the same. So you usually have to trim. So keep that in mind. If you use a folder, make sure you cut it the same size and you'll have to trim it. All right. So I'm going to put this on here, but we need some ribbon. And this ribbon, oh my gosh, I'm so glad this is carrying over. This ribbon just brings this card to life. So now we're going to put that little piece of ribbon right on there. Isn't that cute, that ribbon? Thank you, Teresa. Uh-oh, don't kick yourself. It is cute. And it's kind of one of those funny sets, right? Like you're thinking, why has it got radish in there? I mean, it's just funny, but it is so fun. And I keep thinking, I don't know why I keep turning that over. Because I can't chew gum and walk. I can't stamp and talk. All right. So I'm just going to make a little fake. Now, like I said, I haven't finished the other one because I was on the phone. The mailman came. And I'm like, we are just going to do this card on the fly to finish it anyways. All right. So that's going to go on there, semi in the middle. Looks pretty good in the middle. But I am going to put some Scotch tape just because there's so much texture on this beehive. I don't want this going anywhere. So that looks good. That looks good, good, good. All right, so then that's going to go on here. So we've got color on color. I love that. And by adding that texture, you really notice the difference. So at first I just had this mango or this madness paper just be plain. And I thought, no, I need to add some texture to it. So I'm adding quite a few dimensionals only because that honeycomb really is such a good, it's a 3D embossing folder. It really warped that cardstock. So I want it to be really secure when I put it on the card. So I'm using quite a few dimensionals. So I like, oops, hang on, I almost put it upside down. All right. So we got that on there. So look how cute. Oh my gosh. All right. Now I got to find my, here it is. All right. So here's our cute little radish. So that's going to go on here. I'm also going to use dimensionals and I'm going to find the mama ones. These baby ones are so small. Hang on a minute. Come on, mama. Come on. Here we go. Let me get some mama ones. We want some mama dimensionals. All right. Now, usually I would put one in the center so it doesn't flop, but we've got a ribbon in the center. So instead I'll put it off to the side and then our center won't be soggy, but we don't want it to touch the ribbon because then it won't be quite even in height. All right. So we're going to put, so this is where I'm going, All right, so I'm going to put it towards the bottom because remember, I didn't get my card finished. So I'm going to put this towards the bottom on here. And then we're going to take, now it's up to you. You can do the fake bow. Where's my scissors? So you're just going to take a piece of ribbon and you're going to stick it on here. But sometimes I find, see, it kind of pulls that a little bit. So let's see here if I can tweak it as I tie it so it's not too crooked. That's not too bad. Not too shabby. All right, so hang on a minute. get my tails right. So there we've got our cute little ribbon. And then sometimes that tail is kind of crazy, so I stick it through the loop. Stick it through the loop. All right. Then cut and cut. So that looks cute, right? Doesn't that look cute? So this is just me with the seat of my pants. All right. So let's put the inside. I also want to add some bling. So I'm thinking in my head, I want to use, I have to go get them. Hold on a minute. So this is the inside. Isn't this so cute inside? Oh my gosh. So cute. So thanks so much. I just don't know what I'd do without you. Isn't that fun? All right, so let me get some bling bling. I want to use, as I'm screaming, I want to use these. So these are the new polished dots. And I think I want to use not a whole lot because the radishes aren't super big. I think I might just put one. Hold on, I need my little poker thing. All right. And they're kind of small, right? There's like small and large. So you're going to get some of these for the spring social. All right. So I'm just going to pick one. All right. I should be back. I hope I'm back. Crazy phone. All right. So I'm going to put it on this little radish. So to me, it just looks like a water droplet on there. So it's up to you if you want to put more than one, but I just kind of want to have like just one little bit of water droplet. So there you go. So see, here's the one I did earlier that I didn't finish, right? That I didn't get finished. Because look, I didn't have a bow. I didn't have the inside. But 3 o'clock came. But isn't that cute? So really, either one is good, right? Like this is cute, even without the bow. So you can see the little bit of difference. I have this piece be a little bit bigger, and this piece I had a little smaller. So there's a little change there. This one is a little pinker. Like it's not as dark as that one. But, so I'm going to make a few more of these. I like to make extra cards when you are making cards while you're making them. So I'll do the little envelopes as well. So the envelopes match. And they'll just match the inside with the little, all those little shapes. So if you don't have that watercolor, you might want to put that on your list too. So again, I mean, I can't really put the recipes underneath on the video because I can only put partial just because some of the things aren't available yet. So what I need to do is go back and update some of these videos when the things become live, January the 4th. So hopefully you like that. I'm going to make a few more. Like I said, when you're making cards, make up a few, right? And then you have them ready to go. So anyways, I'm glad you like that. They are fun stamp sets. So I like when a card comes out, like your mind thinks. That doesn't always happen. Just like, you know, I had to switch out that one color. When I had the coastal, I was like, I didn't really care for the coastal. So, so yeah, play with your colors. And let me see what you come up with. All right. All right. So I'm going to say, see you later. I'm glad. Oh, you never make more than one of a kind. Oh, at least I always have two, right? Because I always have one that I make, but usually I cut extra pieces. Like I think I only cut 4. Yeah, I only cut 4. Because sometimes I don't, and then I have the pieces cut, right? But usually I cut at least a few extra in case I boo-boo during the live and I have some to pull from. And so yeah. But I'm also working on, look at all these. So I have this stack. So I have these to work on. So these are the kitty calendars. So don't forget that the 31st is the last day of December to place your orders to pick goodies and guts. Also, tomorrow tomorrow I will be sending the PayPal link for the DSP shares. So if you're interested in a DSP share, make sure you holler at me so I can get you on the list and then get that PayPal link to you tomorrow. Don't forget that the 31st is the end of early registration for Spring Social. So if you have said you're coming, make sure you use the PayPal link that I sent you. If you need me to resend it, just let me know. Send me an email. Because the early registration ends on the 31st. And then starting January 1st, then it's the higher cost. So you definitely want to save a little bit of money. All right, so I think that's all. Maybe for next year, you'll make that a priority. There you go. Even if you make 2, right? So, all right. So I'm going to say see you later, alligator. I won't see you now till Friday for my dyes shorts. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening too, Cindy and everybody. I will see you Friday, 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. All right.